So you're posting consistently, but the views aren't where you want them to be. And in the back of your head, there's this voice asking if it's even worth it anymore. So I need you to hear something. Your channel is probably already growing. You're just tracking the wrong numbers. So here are the 9 signs that prove it. You know, the crazy thing is that most creators quit YouTube while it's actually working. And it's not because nothing's happening, it's because they're measuring the wrong thing. So they're checking in on their views, they're checking in on their subscriber count after every upload. And then they're using those two numbers to decide if the channel is working or not. But YouTube isn't measuring views, it's not measuring subscribers to decide who to promote. Like, it's measuring behavior. So what people actually do when they find your channel or your content. Do they click? Do they stay? Do they come back for more? Do they watch another video right after? Do they show up from countries that you've never even targeted? Like, those behavioral signals, they show up before the view count ever moves, like way before. So the creators who quit at video 15, at video 20 or 30, like, they quit because the numbers they were checking were lying to them. So sign 1 is that your view velocity in the first 48 hours is improving, not compared to big creators, but compared to your own previous uploads. So that rising floor means that YouTube is learning who your audience is and is expanding your reach video by video. So think about it, like, you'd never see it if you were only watching for a big spike. But underneath the surface, something bigger is being built. And it shows up in a pattern that almost every creator mistakes for being stuck. So not every video that you make is going to perform the same. So some are going to miss. So you're going to have uploads that don't connect the way that you wanted. And that's just part of it. And this is where we have to zoom out, not on just one video, but on the last 10. So if your videos are going 50 views, 80 views, 60 views, 100 views, 90 views, 130, 110, 150, I mean, it's not a clean line, but the average is moving, like, slowly, but it's moving. So most creators don't zoom out. They zoom in on the last video and they compare it to the one before, and then they call it a trend. That's not a trend. That's just noise. And then there's this other thing that starts happening alongside it. So you've had a view ceiling. So maybe your videos always top out around 800 views. Maybe every single one hits 800 and then kind of flatlines. And then one day, one of them hits 1,100. Then the other one hits 1,400. So sign 2 is that your views are consistently trending upward and your personal view ceiling is starting to rise. So the slow, boring upward trend means that the same audience is coming back and that your new viewers are arriving on every upload. That's exactly the behavior that YouTube is looking for. And once you break through one ceiling, the next one comes faster. But consistent views and a rising ceiling tell you something about your numbers. The next sign tells you something about what YouTube is specifically doing with your content behind the scenes. So let's say you're now on video 10 or maybe even video 15. So you moved on from that early stuff. So you're better now, like, your topics are more dialed in. You've improved a lot since those first few uploads. And then you get a notification, a comment on video 6. So you go look at the stats on that video, the one that you made months ago, the one that you honestly kind of cringe watching back now, and it's still getting views. I mean, not a lot, but steady. Like, new people are finding it every week. So comments are still coming in from people who just discovered your channel through it. So you didn't promote it, you didn't do anything, like, you forgot it even existed, and it's still working. So on Instagram and TikTok, you're like, your content is dead in days. But on YouTube, it's completely different. So a video that you uploaded 6 months ago can wake up tomorrow and start pulling in views like it just dropped. And most creators never notice it happening because they've already moved on to the next upload. Sign 3 is that one video keeps getting views long after it's been uploaded. So that video is bringing in new people to your channel every single week. So they find it, they watch it, and then they go watch everything else that you've made. And if that keeps going, like, that's not just growth, that's the start of something much bigger. But getting people to your channel is one thing. Keeping them watching once they're there is another. Because there are 2 things happening every single time someone finds your video. Something happens before they click, and then something happens after. And most creators are only paying attention to one of them, like, if that. The ones who are growing are paying attention to both. And when both are moving in the right direction at the same time, YouTube reads that as a very specific signal. So sign number 4, retention and CTR are climbing together. Not one or the other, but both of them are moving in the same direction at the same time. That's YouTube reading your content as worth putting in front of more people. So the next sign doesn't show up anywhere that you would think to check. So it shows up in something that most creators don't even think to track. Someone finds your channel for the first time, so they're a brand new viewer who's never seen you before. So they watch one video and then they don't even leave. So they click to video 2, they click to video 3, and they just keep watching. And at some point, they drop a comment that says something like, "I can't believe I just found this channel." Or, "This is literally my first video and I'm already hooked." So they went from total stranger to something that looks a lot like a fan without even realizing it. Now think about what YouTube is watching while this is happening. Like YouTube's entire business, like every dollar that they make, runs on keeping people on the platform. The longer someone stays, the more ads they see. So YouTube is constantly hunting for creators who can take a cold viewer, aka a new viewer, and turn them into someone who's still there an hour later. This one is honestly my favorite to talk about. So sign number 5 is new viewers are binging 2 or 3 of your videos without subscribing first. So this is the master sign. If this is happening to you, even occasionally, even 1 or 2 people a week, you're genuinely what YouTube is looking for. Like, that's not an exaggeration. But when viewers start binging your content, something else starts happening in your traffic sources that most creators see and immediately think that means that something is broken. Your traffic sources start looking strange and something feels off. Like browse traffic is up, like so that's the homepage. Suggested video traffic is coming from channels that you've never heard of. And you're also getting views from the UK, from Canada, from Australia, the US, places that you never targeted and honestly never expected. And you start thinking, wait, YouTube is showing my videos to the wrong people? Is something wrong with my channel? I mean, I've heard this exact thing come from creators who are right on the edge of breaking through. Like, my traffic looks weird, something feels off. And they started second guessing everything. Like, I promise you, nothing is broken. Like, YouTube is quietly sorting every channel into trust tiers. So high trust channels that have consistent signals, like strong watch time, like viewers who return, those get distributed wide immediately when they upload. Like, newer or inconsistent channels get a small test, a tiny slice of the audience. If the signal comes back weak, distribution stops. So sign number 6 is that your trust score is rising and YouTube is expanding your test audience. So if you start to see a geographic spread in your views, like, that's not a warning sign, it's a trust signal. So once it finds a cluster that responds like your core viewers do, the reach doesn't just grow, like, it's going to accelerate. So traffic sources tell you where new people are coming from. The next sign tells you what happens to those people once they arrive. So you start noticing something different in your comment section. So the same usernames keep popping up on different videos. So someone who commented on video 8 is now in the comments on video 17. And then there's the quality of comments shifting. So people start sharing their actual situation, asking real follow-up questions that show they actually processed what you said. Like, they start writing paragraphs. Like, when someone writes a paragraph in your comment section, they're not just the viewer anymore. They're actually invested in what you're doing. And here's the thing. Viewers and subscriber counts don't capture any of this. So sign number 7, your audience is starting to connect, not just watch. So people aren't just watching your content anymore, like, they're connecting with it. And when viewers connect, they're going to come back. They're going to share, they're going to subscribe, even when a video is in your best work. So at that point, you're not just accumulating views, like, you're building an actual audience. And when that group is in place, when the whole ecosystem is connected, one video can do something to your entire channel that you kind of have to see it to believe it. So you've got a catalog going. You have 20 videos, 25 videos. Like, most of them are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to be slow and steady baseline climbing. And then one of them takes off. Maybe not viral video numbers, but maybe 10x or 15x. And you're excited. Like, you screenshot it. Like, you're feeling good. But then your other videos start moving. So that video from 4 months ago sitting at 300 views, like, it's at 600 now. So a week later, it's at 900. A video that was at 500 suddenly jumps to 2000. Like, your whole channel gets a lift. Not just that breakout video, like everything. So most creators think that one big video is just luck. So they don't understand what actually just happened. And because they don't understand it, they don't capitalize on it. I mean, even I missed the boat on some of these. So YouTube doesn't just promote videos in isolation. When it sees one video performing, it looks at your entire library and asks, what else does this creator have that these people might want to watch? And if your content is consistent, like the same audience, same general topic, same value, like it starts suggesting your catalog to those same viewers. So sign number 8, one breakout video lifts your entire catalog. The ecosystem you've been quietly building this whole time, like that breakout just activated it. And I want to be really direct about this because it matters. Do not slow down when this happens. So I've watched creators hit their first real breakout and then just kind of coast. And within weeks, not even months, like they're back to where they started. So momentum has to be fed. So you have to keep posting. So every sign that we've covered, you can now find evidence of it somewhere in your numbers or in your comment section. But this one, like it doesn't show up anywhere on YouTube. It shows up somewhere else entirely. So it's late, you're tired, you open up your phone thinking you're gonna write down reasons this isn't working, and somehow like you end up in your notes app writing your next video idea instead. Like you didn't mean to do that, like it just kind of happened on its own. And separately, if you think back to your first 5 videos versus your last 5 videos, like the last 5 came together faster. So if you're doing a script or an outline, it doesn't feel like you're pulling teeth anymore. So filming got less awkward. So you knew what you were doing in the edit. So you didn't even notice it happening. So most creators don't count that as progress because it doesn't show up in the numbers anywhere. So they look at their view count and see that it's the same as last month and decide that nothing is happening. But the skill is compounding. And skill compounds way before results do, like it always does. And this one has nothing to do with YouTube at all. So sign number 9 is you're wanting to quit, but you keep making videos anyway. So every creator that you watch and admire, like every channel that you've found and binge, like every single one of them sat exactly where you're sitting right now, where I'm sitting right now. Best video this month got 200 views while someone that just started got 10,000, and they kept going anyway. Not because they were certain it would work, because they couldn't stop. And that's not you being irrational. Like that's actually the profile of a creator on the other side of the breakthrough. So knowing the signs is just the beginning. This video shows you exactly how YouTube decides which channels grow.